Hi, my name is Han Young, and I'm going to introduce the 7 traits. The first will be ideology, and the next will be the state control of individuals, and the next will be methods of enforcement and modern technology, and state control of society, and dictatorship, and one-party rule, and lastly, dynamic leader, which is the cult of personality. Totalitarianism is a government that takes total centralized state control over every aspect of public and private life. Ideology is roughly based on 2 dimensions, and it's how society should be organized and how to achieve the goals in mind. The society of Stalin in Russia was loosely balanced on equality, with himself and the government above one class. This class would have equal rights, equal pay, and equal social status. The goal of the ideology was communism. Stalin wanted absolute control over the people. He didn't care what fundamental rights he had to take away. The book of Fear of Totalitarianism is based on the same concept, just an extreme form. Stalin used religion, propaganda, and military force to control each individual. Totalitarian states use terror and violence to force obedience and to crush opposition. They also state rely on indoctrination, instruction in the government's belief to mold people's minds, and Stalin government controlled all newspapers, motion pictures, radio, and other sources of information. Communists aimed to replace religious teachings with the ideals of communism. In modern technology, they use surveillance technology, advanced military weapons, and mass communication and propaganda, which was the control of mass media. And Stalin used tanks and armored cars to stop riots. And censorship was imposed on through telephone lines, mail, and spies. Stalin attempts to modernize the traditional agricultural part of Russia and to create a network of farms, collective farming, and ends up murdering 5 to 10 million peasants who tried to revolt. Stalin used fear during the Great Purges, where a culture was starting to develop by informing their closest ones, saying what they actually do not mean, and which propaganda was everywhere and posters were made, put in towns and places where people could cite them easily. Even films that were made were including propaganda messages and even plays. Artwork were being produced using the socialist realism style. Stalin's ways to do things was totalitarian and was very extreme, and citizens were being organized by the state, under the control of a ruler who is ruthless and is concentrated with power under the controls and powers. There were no political opposition. Stalin, as for him, it was not just mean that only the Communist Party was allowed, but even senior Communist Party officials opposed were immediately eliminated. They appear to provide a sense of security, direct the people toward order, uses secret police to crush any uprising or possible threats within society, use force, terror, threats to destroy opposition, gains popular support and favor. Stalin crushes uprising of the kulak farmers after creating collective farming so that he could continue and double the amount of wheat produced before. Unites people through bringing order after a period of unrest. Though Stalin did not create a totalitarian state to the same degree as the Book of Fear of Totalitarianism, he did create a totalitarian state.